So you've been researching online, you're looking everywhere. It's easy to do. There's a lot of information online. And you're looking in the Lowcountry. You could be looking anywhere for possibly a retirement home or a new home in a new area. So should you just go look at models, or should you get a buyer's agent? Which one? If you are interested in the answer to that, stay tuned, because we're going to cover the whole thing. Right now I'm in Sun City, Hilton Head, and I'm in the Hallmark model at the moment. I thought I would come over here and shoot this particular video because it centers around looking at models versus going it alone, no buyer's agent. So you've done tons of research, models, square feet, you name it. You've even clicked on a couple of websites, and now you got a couple of real estate agents tracking you. You don't know who they are, but you did register on their site, and you've even poked your head into, metaphor, a couple of chat rooms in the area, which is a massive mistake, because human nature, they could be putting negative information in, just complaining about whatever. I know for a fact that there has been, I've heard, there have been people that have been in chat rooms and it was negative and they canceled their trip here. So, which is a real shame, because they're getting inaccurate information, and it's just a public forum, kind of like the way social media is today. It's not necessarily true. You have a lot of negativity. The other thing is, I believe a lot of people, customers, think no matter where you are in the country, if you go into a model center, you're going to get a better deal without a realtor. I don't know about all over the United States, but I do know in this area, the Hilton Head, Bluffton area, that's not going to happen. We are not selling cars. We are selling expensive homes. And all of these communities pay realtors, real estate agents, brokerage companies a commission for bringing them customers. It's a very important part of their business. So if you walk in without a agent, they're not going to go, wow, you don't have an agent, do you? Because I'll cut the price. We don't do that here. So the other thing I'd like to mention before we actually get started with this is, if you like the content of these videos, please subscribe. I think it would be very beneficial. I put a lot of content out for years now. Once a week I put a video up. And if you think the video's horrible or just garbage, just send it to somebody you don't like. Anyway, let's get on with our little issue here. Okay, let's say you decide to walk into a model center, Sun City, Latitude, Margaritaville, whatever, and just the two of you, husband and wife, partners, whatever it is, and you walk in. The first thing you're going to do is they're going to get you registered. They're going to get your information, which is fine, and they're going to probably offer you something to drink and have a seat, and a sales associate will be out shortly. That's the first thing. A salesperson will come out. Once you're seated, he has your information in your hand, and he's going to begin, he or she is going to be asking questions about, what are you looking for? What's the big plan here? All kinds of things like that. Depending on your level of interest, it's possible that you could give answers that you're close to purchasing, and at that point he's going to maybe take you back into his office and get into more detail about models. But just broad brushing, he's going to give you a brochure, explain where you are, how many models they have, square feet, prices, things like that. And then he's going to let you go most of the time, and you'll go through a series of models. They're all decorated beautifully, and you're going to, at very least, get some decorating ideas. When you come back, he or she come with you and walk with you through the models, depending on your level of interest. If they're super busy, they're going to spend maybe some time with what they appear somebody's really interested, and they're going to spend more time with them. So you might go through the models on your own. You come back, sit down with a salesperson. Did you have any questions? Would you like me to work some pricing up on options? Sure, that'd be great. Okay, the base model is this amount. The options, the standard options, a lot of people pick, it's another $20,000, what have you. Would you like to go look at lots? And if you do, you go get in the car and you'll go look at some available lots where you could put that model. And they're going to be very nice to you. They're, as I said, we're not selling cars. They're not going to hard close you. They're not going to do anything like that. There's a lot of people that go through model centers, so they're going to be very polite and very nice to you. And you're going to have really an isolated view of those models and that particular model that you might like, okay? So that's the process when you do this by yourself. It's non-invasive, everybody's nice and friendly, and you're gonna learn a lot, and there's nothing wrong with it, but that's you doing this by yourself. I'm in the Sun City Model Center right now, so if you come in to look at models, this is exactly where you're gonna come. They've got a beautiful layout of the area, and on the other side of the wall is the newest property that they're selling. So you're gonna come into this is just a good example of walking into a sales office. It's not a bad gig looking at the models. You can lay down, sit down, grab some refreshments, take your time. It's not a bad gig. Okay, so you've been through the models. Like I said, you could apply this video to any city in the country. You've been through the models. You did not bring a real estate agent with you. You are by yourself, which is fine. Let's go into scenario number 2, to where you do contact a real estate agent, and the process goes like this. You're going to be communicating by phone and email on what your needs are, what you think a timeline might be, affordability, things like that. And there's some regular communication going back and forth, and you like what you see, and you make an appointment to meet that particular agent and come down to the Lowcountry and sit with a real estate agent. Now, I will throw a caveat out there. The process I'm going to outline right now with you is the process that the John Weber team takes. Not all real estate agents do this, but we do it. Voted best team in the Lowcountry 2 years in a row, and recently awarded the top 1% in the entire market, system-wide. Anyway, communication. You meet. We're going to meet at our Charter One office at Berkeley Hall, and we're going to sit down with you, and we're going to have a map, and we're going to discuss your life, what it's like where you live, what you're looking for, your timeline, affordability, what have you looked at, what do you have an interest in. That conversation is going to take a good 30 minutes because we want to get to know you and to best serve you. Before we get in the car, the agent's going to ask you to sign a buyer's agreement. That is real estate law now. You really cannot get in the car without signing a buyer's agency agreement. And all that is transparency. Who pays for what commissions? Is it being paid on the seller side, the buyer side, all of that kind of stuff. And it really is crystal clear. In this particular market, many of the homes and the home sites, the selling agent is paying some type of a commission, depending on what it might be. So I don't think I've even seen anybody that, well, if there's no commission being paid, guess what? They're not going to have a whole lot of traffic looking at that property. So it's just the same old way of doing things, but a different way of doing it, if that makes any sense at all. We're going to sit there for a while, sign a buyer's agreement. That's going to be totally explained to you so you understand everything. If you come down, by the way, if you come down to the Lowcountry and you get in the car with a realtor, it doesn't ask you to sign a buyer's agreement, you don't need to get involved with them because it's law. So anyway, they're going to, based on the discussion and what you might be looking for, a 55 plus community with a model center certainly is in the conversation. Let's assume that. You're going to look at similar communities, possibly driving through the communities, looking at a home or two in the community so you can see exactly what you get in that gated community. And down here we've got, like, as I always say, about 150 gated communities. It can get confusing. We're going to try to simplify that the best we can. So you're going to look at several communities, several homes by the time you get to the model center. Let's assume it's Sun City. It could be Latitude Margaritaville. It could be Four Seasons. These are the 55 plus communities that have nice model centers. The agent's going to walk in with you, and you're going to register at the desk. The agent might register. They'll also register the real estate agent, bringing that particular client. Now they are a client because they have signed a buyer's agreement. So that agent is looking out for your best interest. The on-site salesperson is going to come out and do the same thing. Going to sit there, explain about the models. Now, the real estate agent you're with probably has been through those models before, so he or she can offer additional guidance and information for you. They know you're with a realtor, so there might be some questions asked, answered, and then they'll let you go with your agent to come through the models. Let's say you go through all the models, you come back, and you'll ask the agent, possibly sit down, once again, with the agent, and answer some questions, because these model centers change their pricing all the time. Materials increase. I'm not aware of anything going down. So there's always incentives. There's a new pricing on base models, new pricing on options. It's a complex situation, but the on-site people typically have a pretty good system. So nobody's going to hard close you at the end of that, but just think on those two scenarios what you've been through. One, you're going it alone. You have no idea what's out there in comparable communities. And the other one, you're with a realtor, somebody on my team, and they have showed you comparable properties that compare to what you're looking at in the models. So you tell me which is better. It's a world of difference. And I know for a fact people have bought real estate in this area, and they'll contact us in a year, let's say. We never dealt with them in the first place, but they'll contact us in a year, and they say, well, they're living in the wrong neighborhood. They never knew another neighborhood they really fell in love with. They didn't even know it existed. So they just went into a model center, bought a model, they live in the 55 plus area. So you don't want that to happen. That'd be crazy. So it's a world of difference. We're here to serve you and help you. And we run into our customers all the time that live in these various communities. You can check out our reviews. And people are thrilled because they know they made the right choice. They saw all the different options in their price range, and they know they made the right choice. I mean, you could draw an analogy of, you could walk into a really nice store, see a great dress. Is it a great dress? You haven't seen other stores that have a similar dress. So how great is it? You don't know unless you can see other places and other dresses for that matter. Anyway, I think that's about it on this video. Hopefully you learned a lot. Don't go it alone. It's just tough. You don't really know the people down here. And there's, we've got just ways we do business with attorneys, mortgage companies. We've built a great network of professionals, Lowcountry Connect, mortgage, attorneys, home inspectors, all kinds of things. So we hope you contact the John Weber team. We do list and work with buyers. So, and we'll be happy to show you all of the models. It's a process, and you've got us by your side to answer questions. So come see us, the John Weber team, and we'll show you the area, and you're going to learn a lot. As I always say when I put people in the car, if nothing else, you're going to get a lot of market information. You're going to know if that house is a good deal or not. So come see us. You'll find your dream home. By the way, I forgot to mention on the buyer's agency agreement, when you come into a model center, they're not going to ask you to sign anything like that. Why? Because they represent the builder, not you, the builder. You need representation if you're going to spend $500,000 and up. You need it.